Jasmine, the fact is, if there is nothing to hide, why be shy of a CBI probe? You've always said that.
We are not shying away from any probe, but one has to see this in a series of such cases that have been put down on Aam Aadmi Party MLAs and ministers. A total of 150 cases have been put on Aam Aadmi Party MLAs in the last 7 years. Many of them with allegations of corruptions, not a single being held by court. Almost every of them has been thrown out by the courts. And as far as CBI raids, ED raids, so many of them have happened. But for some reason, Aam Aadmi Party, after it has won Punjab, the intensity and the vehemence with which all the so-called constitutional bodies have been unleashed upon the AAP has been unprecedented. Satyendra Jain, what is his crime? He built mohalla clinics. He gave a healthcare model for the entire country to emulate. Manish Sisodia, today nobody doubts that he is the finest education minister the country has seen. But BJP, rather than trying to match Aam Aadmi Party for work to work, they cannot see the rising popularity of Aam Aadmi Party. They see that Arvind Kejriwal today is the only threat in front of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Gujarat elections are coming up. Himachal elections are coming up. So what do? You cook up charges. You try and implicate the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party and somehow show that they are as corrupt as we are. Because everybody knows what the track record of BJP is about: buying, selling MLAs, wholesale corruption. But we are very sure. We have faith in the judiciary. Like in every instance in the past where judiciary has stood by the truth, we are very confident that truth will prevail. But the nation is seeing the kind of politics, the vendetta politics that BJP has gone down to, and the nation will decide when the country goes to polls.
All right, I'm going to bring in your counterpart this evening, Shehzad Poonawalla, into this conversation. Mr. Poonawalla, the Aam Aadmi Party, the Chief Minister says, we aren't afraid, bring it on, but you're trying to hide your own inadequacies in various fields by pointing a finger to the Aam Aadmi Party.
Preeti, I hope I won't be interrupted because this is not an ad slot, this is a debate, and let me make my points. First of all, the Delhi model is the ABCD model. A for advertising, B for blaming center for everything, C for cover-up of corruption, and D for deviation. He's not going to answer questions, he's only going to deviate. C for cover-up for corruption. Satyendra Jain ke baare mein bhi Kejriwal ne kaha tha, he's a kattar imandar. 2 months, Mr. Jain has not got bail. Where is the kattar imandari? He had said this for Jitendra Tomar also, kattar imandar. He had to take a U-turn on that. So are the courts also doing vendetta politics? If the courts are not doing vendetta politics, you would have got relief for Satyendra Jain. But having said that, let me tell you about not the happiness class, but the happiness glass model, which you can even see in Punjab, because they are not giving nal se jal like we are giving, they are giving har ghar Daru Sharab. And let me tell you what this model is. And specific questions need to be answered. They have started at the peak of COVID 850 liquor vents. And let me tell you what all has been violated. First, the cabinet takes a decision that Manish Sisodia will be empowered to take decisions. It was flagged by the LG. They take the decision in cabinet that they are going to reverse that decision. Despite that, Manish Sisodia takes some decisions. What are those decisions? First, L1, a company of L1 in the airport zone is given an EMD of 30 crores back even though it had not managed the NOC from the airport authorities. Whereas the contract says and the act says that you cannot do that. Secondly, 144 crores of relief was given to these liquor companies. Point number 3, the operational period of the license was increased by the excise department without going to the competent authority. Point number 4, I have show causes that have been issued by officials of the excise department. Somebody honest must be working there. They have given the license to a manufacturing company for retail, which is not allowed in the policy currently. 5, they have given it to companies like Khao Galli, which were blacklisted. How was that given? What was the procedure? 14 July 2022, another cabinet meeting was held without preparing the cabinet note. I have listed 6 of these violations. He should answer specifically about these 6 violations and the larger political points that I have to make. First of all, your health model, sir. Health model to SI, can you name a new hospital that you built in 7 years? Chalo, health chhod dijiye. School, aap bahut bolte na, world class education model. Name one school you started in the last 7 years. Don't tell me about classrooms because you can keep adding bogies to a train. That doesn't mean it's a new train. Tell me, instead you have shut down 31 schools, 800 schools do not have a principal, and your health model is so good that Kejriwal goes to Bangalore, Bhagwant Mann comes to Delhi and takes his treatment from Apollo, Manish Sisodia takes it in Max Hospital, Satyendra Jain in Max Hospital, Amanatullah Khan in Apollo Hospital. If those hospitals you have built are so good, why don't they go to them, or why don't they go to a mohalla clinic?